We got some waves here from that ship that just passed next to me. I'm feeling like I'm on a ship right now. Well, I'm not. I'm actually on the deck that's floating on the water. Anyway, hello everyone. Chris here. Welcome to my new vlog, I guess. One outside vlog. I haven't done one in a while. Quite a while, actually. It's pretty cold outside, but that's fine. It's November. It's completely normal for this time of the year. We got 1 month left till the end of 2023. And here I am, sitting on a deck on the river Sava in Slavonski Brod, which is the city I've been living in my entire life. It's my hometown, located in Croatia. Giving you useless information. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about in this video is feeling of being lost, which is something I haven't felt in a very long time. But here I am, feeling the same way again. And I just don't know what to do. You know, I've been thinking about this video, making this video. Like, should I make it? Should I not make it? I don't know. I just honestly decided to make it. So here I am making this video. I came to realization lately that I am like feeling tired all the time. You know, it's not something that I noticed recently. It's been like that for last maybe 2 years, around 2 years. You know, it started all back with my breakup, when my girlfriend and I broke up 2 years ago. I suffered my first true heartbreak in life, and you know, it was really hard. I had to go and rebuild myself and my entire life pretty much from the bottom again. You know, and I'm not saying that only that is the bad thing, because you know, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be the person I am now. So that definitely made me a better person. But you know, that's when it all started, this feeling of being lost. You know, and so that happened. We broke up after 2.5 years of being together. Then, suddenly, my parents left for another country. They left in another country to live and work. They went to Austria, and I stayed here in Croatia, all alone by myself, with no one, you know. I was jobless at that point. I didn't even have a job when they left. So I quickly had to find a job, and I had to start taking care of everything by myself, my entire household, finances, literally everything. I was just thrown into all that, and that's it. I had to learn everything so quickly, and it's something that I really wanted since, you know, I was 18 or even before. I always wanted to live alone. But you know, now after living for more than a year alone, I start to see that that's not really a great idea. There's some ducks flying. There they go. So there is some wildlife here. I also seen like 2 rats swimming around here somewhere in the water. I was surprised how fast do rats swim, actually. I mean, I seen it on TV and internet, but I never saw it in person. It was my first time actually seeing a rat swimming in a river. They're like so fast with their small legs. Anyway, back to video. Yeah, my parents, like I said, left to live in another country, and I was left suddenly all by myself here to take care of everything. And you know, I managed to do that as well. I'm proud of myself. You know, I'm holding pretty well. I have more money than I ever had before in my life, you know. And you know, when these two things happened, when my girlfriend and I broke up, and when I was left alone all by myself to live and, you know, take care of everything, when I got all that responsibility, oh, there's a huge wooden log swimming next to me, great. Anyway, I got all that responsibility, you know, I had to take. And, you know, things definitely were not easy, and are still not. You know, everyone thinks living all by yourself is so peaceful and great, you know. Nah, it's not really like that. I had to learn everything myself, how to cook, how to clean, how to manage my household, you know, how to manage my finances, you know. I literally do everything completely alone and by myself. And, you know, that kind of made me, that actually 100% made me a better and more responsible person. I finally feel like I completely grew up, but there are still things missing in life, you know. At that point, I already started making, like I said, a lot of money, started getting really successful with my lone life, and I thought it's a great idea to share that with people on social media, you know, why not? And I started to talk about a lot, you know, about, you know, grinding and making money, and, you know, started giving people advices on how to, you know, do things on my Instagram profile and stuff. I started watching a lot of Andrew Tate's videos and Jordan Peterson and all these, you know, masculinity motivational speakers, or whatever you want to call these guys. That's what they are to me. And I do agree with these guys and what they say, but unfortunately I live in a very primitive city and environment where people are just dumb and stupid, and I don't think that's really an issue only here. I think you can find that pretty much anywhere in the world. There is a lot of evil and jealous people that will absolutely try to do their best to ruin your life after they realize it's better than theirs. And that's exactly what happened to me. So a group of idiots came to an idea to set my car on fire that I, by the way, got from my parents. They purchased a new one in Austria and decided to leave the old one to me, which was still perfectly fine, you know. It was a 15-year-old car, but it was in top shape, and the car didn't pass a lot of kilometers for such an age, and I could have drove it for, I don't know, maybe 10 more years. So this guy comes to an idea to set my car on fire. He pours it with a gasoline, sets it on fire. Eventually, 2 weeks after that, I found out who he is, got into the fight with him, beat him up pretty badly, put him in a hospital. I ended up with criminal charges. He also ended up with criminal charges, and it's not his first time. So I don't know what's gonna happen now. I'm still waiting for the court, and I can't really talk about this entire thing and go into the details, which is the reason why I deleted some of the videos from my YouTube channel. I got a call from police station where they threatened me if I keep talking about these things, I might have even bigger consequences. So this entire process is still you know, on the court, and I'm still waiting for what's gonna happen. So I'm not even allowed to talk about any details, but in short, that's what happened. So I don't know, I might go to jail, maybe not. I don't know what's gonna happen. So it was really hard for me to control, like, emotions, you know. When somebody really comes and sets your car on fire, it's not really a small deal, you know. It's not, the car's not really a cheap thing, so it was a pretty big deal to me. And because that was a gift from my parents to me, that I know my parents worked their asses off to pay off that car. That's what pissed me off the most. So which is the reason why I did what I did. So I don't know, that happened as well. After that, you know, people, I would say, started to really fear me a lot, and everybody would just stay away from me because of what happened, obviously. I mean, that's the first thing what I also would think or do if I saw someone else with the same problem. And okay, they're people coming down here, so I'll have to cut the video off until they go away, and then I'll, you know, start recording again. My people left is the canoe riders. They come here, you know, they sit in a canoe and then they just go down the river Sava. Anyway, what I was saying, right, so after these guys set my car on fire, people, you know, were really worried to hang out with me or whatever. Everyone, you know, started thinking that I was involved in some mafia crap or whatever, but I'm not, and I never was, and I never will be. But, you know, it was quite a shock to me, to my family, to, you know, all the people I know. Everyone was, you know, worried about me and you know, in a state of shock, and it truly was a lot of stress to me, to my family, to everyone. It was quite a big amount of stress that I went through, and I don't know how to explain that. It's really hard when you go through something like that, you know. So from that point on, I decided to share like less about my private life on social media, because obviously it's a bad idea. It turned out to be, and I don't know, that happened, and after that I also lost a lot of friends. It's not that I lost them. There is a lot of people who supported me. There are even people collecting money for me, and one of my good friends opened the donations for me to buy a new car. And after a few days of donations, I've said, okay guys, quit it, I don't want this, you know, I'll make money my way and buy myself a new car. And that's when the end came to these donations. You know, I didn't want them. I don't feel that's right. You know, it's not that I'm jobless or whatever, that I can't make money for another car. I can and I will, but, you know, maybe someday, I don't know. Right now, I don't have a car. I don't need it. I'm okay with it, without it. Honestly, I live in the center of my city, pretty much, and I don't really need a car. Everything is close to me. The only reason why I would want to have a car is for status. And then, after you realize that, you ask yourself, like, do you really need that? So, I'm still thinking about it a lot. Anyway, I isolated myself from everyone, and when I say everyone, I literally mean everyone. And that's pretty much the point where I'm at right now, and that's it. I don't hang out with people, I don't talk to anyone, I don't open up to anyone about my feelings or whatever. I don't cry to anyone, I don't moan to anyone about my problems. I just don't like bitching around, because I've learned one thing in life, and that is that crying doesn't help. That's not gonna get me anywhere. Only hard work and dedication and focus will get me somewhere. That's what I'm 100% sure and certain in life, that it works that way, and that's it. It's just the way I am. It's pretty much the way I always was. I always were a loner and a lone wolf, you know. I never really had a lot of people around me. I've always been an introverted person. I have the rarest personality type in the world, which is INFJ. Google it if you want. I don't really want to go and explain that all now. Maybe I could talk about that in some other video. But yeah, you know, it's really rare for me to be, you know, in the big groups of people and actually be happy. You know, I can be around the people, and but you know, I'm not really gonna open up to them and, you know, shed my emotions to them and my thoughts or whatever. You know, I'm a silent observer. I like to stay in the background and just, you know, watch, listen. That's just the way I am, the way I always was. But yeah, you know, I feel that all these things that happened to me, and, you know, combined with my personality and my entire life story and everything I've been through in my life, and I mostly been through pain and shit in my life. There is very little happy and good things about my life, especially last 2 years. You know, it's just not good. I can't really name a lot of good things that happened. Probably the best thing is that I found a job and, you know, stayed in the same company for over a year now, which never happened before in my life. I was always struggling to keep a job, you know. So I can say that I'm fine from that side, and, you know, financially I'm very stable, more stable than I ever was in life. But, you know, as the time passes on, I do realize that's not the thing that's gonna bring me permanent happiness. You know, I don't think the money buys true happiness, and I don't think the money is the true key to the life. Money does give you freedom, that is true. You know, you do get to be free when you're rich. You know, when you have money, you don't really have to worry about anything physically, financially, whatever, you know. But there are still things that money can't buy for your soul, and that's the kind of main issue that I think that I've got, you know. Which is the reason why I started Urbex and exploring all these abandoned places, because I just wanna, you know, I wanna feel peaceful, and I find peace and silence in those places. There is nothing, there is no one, it's all abandoned, it's all fucked up. Only me, the zones, the environment, the wild nature. I know that's just what brings the peace of my mind, you know. I never were really a guy who was crazy and obsessed with money and grinding and all that, but I can certainly say that I did become that after I realized that as a man, you're only valued if you provide something and if you make something out of yourself, you know. So I don't know. It's how life is for me right now. I realized, you know, my energy is very low. I get tired very quickly. Everyone can go out and be like, yeah, partying, you know, and they can stay up all night and all. I just can't do that anymore. I get tired very quickly. I had to go to sleep. That's simply the way it is. It's kind of sad from one side, because I'm 24. Next year I'm gonna be 25, which is 5 more to 30. So I'm pretty young. I'm exceptionally young, actually, still. And it's kind of sad to see that I'm all that tired, and, you know, but honestly, it's because all I know for the last 2 years of my life is just work, 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 and I'm working, and I'm working, and I'm having very little fun, you know. All the things that I've enjoyed before, like watching movies, playing video games, all that, you know, it's just kinda, it's not that I don't enjoy these things anymore, but it's just kinda washed away. You know, the colors of those things that I've enjoyed are kinda faded. And I am just getting lazy when it comes to these things. I just don't enjoy them as I did before. I'm in a very lost phase of my life right now. I'm like, I don't know what I actually want. I kind of do, but when I think better about it, I kind of don't have energy to do it. Now, I don't know, it's not that I feel depressed or anything, but I definitely and certainly feel big dose of sadness. I guess it's just how it is. What helps me out a lot is that I started going to church again. So I stopped believing in God around high school or something, which is when I stopped going to church completely. I didn't believe in God or anything, but, you know, as I'm left all alone with no one and nothing, with no support or anyone from my environment around me, I turn to God, you know, and it kind of actually feels peaceful, which is what I'm looking for. When I sit in church and when I listen to the priest talking about God and reading Bible, it makes me feel comfortable, makes me feel peaceful. It's where my mind has peace, which is why I started going to church again, and, you know, I turned to God. So I can for sure say that my only true friend in my life is now God, which I truly believe it is. And I don't know, maybe there is a reason why God is taking me through the troubled waters. Maybe it's because my enemies can't swim. Maybe it's because he's trying to teach me something. I definitely learned a lot of things this year. 2023 definitely got me pretty well. and a lot of unexpected things happened to me. I forgot to mention also that I ended up on the court because of some of my videos on YouTube, that also other people, evil people, served me that. I had to pay in a big fine. I don't know, people just don't like when you're better than them. The only people in the world that I think would like to see you better than them are your parents. Maybe your brother, sister, someone, you know, your family. There are ducks swimming next to me, 4 of them. That's great. Anyway, yeah, those are, I think, the only people who would like to see you being better than them. And that's it. You can't really trust anyone in life, but also you can't go through life not trusting anyone, which will lead to isolation, and you know, you'll never find people. And we all need each other. And I can prove that. Like, here is the question that I always ask people who think they don't need anyone and they can be completely happy by themselves in life. Imagine this. Like, this is especially for people who think money brings, you know, happiness or whatever. Having all the things you want will make you happy. Imagine this. One day, you wake up. There is nothing. There is no birds, there is no animals, there is no humans. You're the only human being left on the planet Earth. Now, you have access to all the things you ever wanted in your life. You can do whatever you want. You can drive any car you want. You can stay in any mansion as long as you want. You can visit any country. You can swim in any sea, in any pool. You can even get a private jet and crash it if you want. And let's say that you're even immortal. So you can do whatever you want as much as you want. Would that make you happy? Without anyone else to talk to see, to feel, nothing. And then what I add to my story is like, imagine all that, and now imagine that there is only one person somewhere out there in the world. You don't know who he or she is just there, somewhere outside. What would you do? Would you still rather go and drive cars, fly jets or whatever, you know, eat your favorite food in the restaurants all day, do all the things you always wanted to do? Or would you go and specifically look for that one person that is somewhere in the world? What would you dedicate your mission to? What would you be dedicated to? And whoever I ask that question, they all say to me, oh, I would go and look for that person. Which proves that humans are social beings and we just cannot be alone forever. No one stays alone forever and be happy, you know, that way. No one's happy that way forever. I certainly do believe that loneliness is a successful way to madness sooner or later. You gotta lose your mind. You gotta lose yourself, and things will get bad. It's just, you know, how much can you take and how long will you survive before things get bad? That is the good question. So yeah, I don't know. Right now, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I don't really have energy for anything, for any of my hobbies or anything. So everything just seems boring to me. I'm lost. I'm not depressed or anything, I'm just lost. I don't know which road to take, what direction to go. And I don't know, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's what God wants from me, to figure out what I actually want. Maybe not. All I can say is that maybe everything will be alright. Maybe it won't. I don't know.